Fallout 76 and Pokemon? Two games that are about as far apart as you could imagine are actually in direct competition with each other right now, and the way these games are being received is about the same. So I kind of want to talk about that because this is very interesting to me. So the reason why these games are in direct competition is because Fallout 76 comes out 2 days before Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. November 14th for Fallout 76 and November 16th for Pokemon Let's Go. Now the thing is, these audiences aren't really too far apart, that older Pokemon players do exist, especially because of Pokemon Go, and also a lot of people got into Pokemon X and Y, and that was years ago. So there's a lot of Pokemon players in their 20s that are interested in both of these games, and a lot of my friends, I've been talking with them, and they were like, yeah, I would buy Let's Go, but I'm gonna be busy playing Fallout 76 for a month, then Smash Bros comes out, so I'm just gonna shelve Pokemon, but without Fallout, that means Pokemon could have a chance for a larger audience. Now, here's the reception of Fallout. Incredible. We look at the E3 trailer. 32 million views. I remember that this was the only thing that people were talking about for days after E3, and then there was even the teaser trailer. 14 million views right there for the teaser. Once people got to see it, got to hear people talking about it, like Fallout 76 became most hyped game of the year. So then looking at the announcement trailer for Pokemon Let's Go, we're at 15 million views, but I mean, that's pretty much just on par with the teaser and almost tens of millions of views below the official trailer, and people just haven't been happy with what's been going on with Pokemon Let's Go, and all of the reception afterwards has dropped off from that 15 million view mark to the last announcement about the games coming down to 500,000. So the reception from the overall gaming community has been Fallout 76 gets a massive thumbs up, and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee gets a massive thumbs down. But things are starting to change with the Fallout 76 beta. Break it early test application, because the reviews have been very mixed. Fallout 76's beta delivers a second set of first impressions. It felt like a different game from the one I played 3 weeks ago. Fallout 76 feels like two different games, mixed feelings about Fallout 76, and then the Scumbag beta. Now the Scumbag beta video really isn't a review, but also kind of shows that those AAA developer seedy things that they do when it comes to pre-orders and betas and trying to cover up their game, which is not a good sign for the final release. And one of my favorite interpretations of what people are saying about the Fallout 76 beta comes from Dreamcast Guy. Does Fallout 76 suck? Now, he doesn't just say that Fallout 76 sucks, and if you have any interest in Fallout 76, I strongly recommend watching his review. It's been the most interesting one that I've seen so far, because I looked at a lot of videos, I looked up a lot of articles, and the overall interpretation for the most part is, it's a good game, but it's not going to live up to Fallout 4 for a lot of people because there isn't as much depth there. What makes Fallout fascinating is piecing together the stories of the people, but when it comes to Fallout 76, it's very empty because you're supposed to be running into other players. There's not enough players to make up for that, and then whenever you encounter a person, they more get in the way than actually build upon the world of Fallout. The base building is cool and stuff, but without friends, you're gonna feel like you're having an incomplete adventure. So pretty much it's the Fallout game that people thought they wanted. So really it just becomes a generic survival MMO game that loses the RPG elements that people really appreciated about Fallout up until this point. And the comments also reflect that as this beta information is coming out, the community sentiment has done a complete 180. Now, I might not have had like the full picture going in, but pretty much from all that my friends have been saying, looking at the trailers, looking at all of the hype and anticipation until the beta came out, it was overwhelmingly positive, but now it's flipped on its head. Now, this comment section is actually from Dreamcast Guy's video, and I didn't want to disrupt it. I wanted to show that all of these comments are negative towards the game, either from this person's experience with the beta, or also just kind of looking at the video reviews and the interpretations from there, and it's just a straight string. You know, I could have chopped it up and then had it a bit more legible, but overall, I think it just kind of shows that there's a lot of people that are not happy with the game. Uninstall, massive Fallout fan, had to cancel my pre-order. Red Dead is going to destroy this game. This will be the first Fallout game I don't bother with at all. Sad. Everything about this is what I never wanted in a Fallout game. Fallout 76, fetch quest given to you by a letter picked from the floor. You know, such incredible progress, and then looks terrible. Never been less excited about a Fallout title. And then some other YouTube comments and just miscellaneous things I found on other videos and other reviews. Big as an ocean, deep as a puddle. giant map with no substance. And that's why people are really upset, because we have all of this room to explore and do really cool Fallout stuff in it, but there isn't Fallout content. It's just kind of a Fallout setting survival game, and that apparently isn't good enough. To be honest, looks kind of boring. I don't really know what to think about this game, exactly why you never pre-order any game no matter who makes it, and that goes back to the scumbag beta test, because it's not, like, it's weird. It was advertised as a stress test to get as many people on in a very condensed amount of time to really break the game. That way it's going to be more smooth on launch. But the thing is, if you want to do that, then you open it up to everyone. However, it was only available for people that pre-ordered it. So the pre-orders, you have to go in to pre-order to get the beta to realize the game isn't what you want, and that is a pretty scummy move. Instead of opening the beta for everyone, having them draw their conclusions, then pre-order or just full out buy the game. You know, watching you play, I noticed the game was so empty. No animals, nothing going on after walking for too long. Great video, but it's just not what I wanted to see from Fallout. And then Bethesda experimenting with Fallout too much, and it's hurting the franchise. Now, these comments absolutely fascinate me when we transition the topic over to Pokemon, because now that people have experienced Fallout 76, their comments could just be replaced for Pokemon. You know, whenever you hear someone say Fallout, switch it in with Pokemon. Whenever they say Bethesda, switch it in with Game Freak, and it's roughly the same sentiment. However, this is before anyone has played the games. That a majority of the hate for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is coming off of a few interviews and then just gameplay. Oh, looks too much like Pokemon Go, I hate the games. That's as shallow as it gets, and that's really where a massive amount of the dislike towards Pokemon Let's Go comes through. That pretty much all of the arguments against Let's Go can be easily debunked with just logic and facts about the game, but since they haven't experienced it, they're pretty much hating without any gameplay behind their belts, whereas with Fallout, it was love until the gameplay came out. Now, the crazy thing is that the people that have gone out to experience the demo firsthand have really only had positive things to say about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, because that's when they realize that this isn't supposed to be a serious Pokemon game. It's supposed to be a Pokemon adventure for all Pokemon fans to have a true experience about what Pokemon is about. That's effectively what people are coming back and say. It's like, this is actually a game for anyone that considers themselves a fan, because it captures the spirit of Pokemon. It's not for the hardcore, over-competitive, toxic elements of the game, and those are the people that are going to be the most threatened, the most vocal about it. But then when people actually get their hands on the game, they go and turn around and have just great things to say about it. And it kind of makes sense when you actually look inside the features of Pokemon Let's Go, and it also doesn't even make any sense why there's so much hate to begin with, because most of the features inside of Let's Go are exactly what Pokemon fans have been asking for years. We have post-game difficulty in Master Trainers. We have the return of the Pokewalker in a more upgraded Pokeball Plus. We have overworld Pokemon encounters, as well as more Pokemon interaction, Pokemon following you, you get to ride your Pokemon. We have a new training system for competitive play that isn't just breeding in the candy system. And also, anyone that's been following Pokemon Go for the last couple of years, the biggest complaint about Pokemon Go is people don't want to have to walk. People want a Pokemon Go style game that you can play at home. Game Freak mixed it in with the main series game and gave fans everything that they wanted. Pokemon Go got ruined by spoofing because people just want to play it from a console or just not have to go and do the whole walking thing to fully experience the game, and Let's Go gives that and more with an amazing main series experience. And then once people actually get to the hands on this, they realize what the games are about. So I feel like we could have a pretty crazy shift here when it comes to Fallout 76 versus Pokemon Let's Go. When people saw that the date for Fallout 76 was 2 days before Let's Go, they're like, all right, I guess I have to cancel pre-order in Pokemon Let's Go, or just, you know what, Pokemon Let's Go, not happening, not for me, sitting this Pokemon game out. But now people have completely switched. It looks like whenever, the hatred for Pokemon changes when you play the game, and the love of Fallout 76 kind of flips as well once you experience the beta. Now, it is a beta, but the beta was done in a really interesting way from Fallout because it's the entire game. You just get 4 hours or however, whatever the beta test block is, you get all that time, but you get the experience of the full game, and it doesn't really look like too many things are going to be changing from there. So that's kind of the wild thing. Also, going back to demos for Pokemon, it's been getting a lot more publicity than people have expected. You know, people camp overnight, drive for hours to test new Pokemon games, came to Topeka Saturday with a crowd of over 1,000 people. We have thousands of people traveling waiting overnight even just to get a small little demo of Pokemon Let's Go, because now Pokemon Let's Go is gaining that momentum. I really think that Nintendo is making a massive mistake by not having a Nintendo Switch demo download just available readily. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? It still looks like the games are performing well. There's been a lot of positive press coverage. Anyone that's played the game at E3, PAX, Worlds, other gaming events, at all this stuff, has some really good things to say about Let's Go, and it's going to be interesting to see where this ends up going. That I feel like once Pokemon Let's Go launches, people are going to start getting on board. They're going to realize there's an amazing competitive scene. They're going to realize that there's just really great stuff behind these games. So it looks like the script has been flipped when it comes to all of these new game releases and stuff. I actually feel like we're in a gaming recession of sorts, that people are just overly negative towards pretty much all gaming experiences right now. I don't know if that's a spike in entitlement, or people being burned out but not wanting to be burned out because playing games is amazing, or something like that. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, share it with your friends, get their thoughts. I want to just know what people think about this, because I find it really fascinating how the parallels of Fallout and Pokemon are really coming into play right now. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.